Right then, this is a quick walk around video for a fabulous CRV. It's a 1.6 SR diesel, 2013 car which has covered 75,000 miles. Comes with a full service history and just the one owner from new. Finished in grey with a half leather interior. This is standard on the car. The car's in absolutely lovely condition. Go around the front for you. Lights and lenses clear and intact. No cracks, no condensation there. Bonnet very clean, can't see any obvious stone chips at all. Near side of the car, lovely and smooth, no car parking indentations. Just to point out, on the last MOT it advised the front tyres and front brake pads, all of which are done. So 2 new front tyres, or recent tyres, and brake pads recently been done as well. So nothing left from the MOT there. But it is a very clean car, this one. Back again, bumpers, bumper corners, all very nice. Left side, driver's side, again beautifully smooth in the panels there. Can't see any obvious indentations there at all. It's been kept really rather well. Externally, I see the car really good condition for what is now an 11-year-old car. Let's come to the back of the car now. This lovely half leather Alcantara interior, kept in absolutely lovely condition. And on the front again, all very clean and tidy. Passenger seat there, in really good condition. And you come to the driver's door card again, kept really nicely. Some footwell areas, driver's seat itself, again, super condition. Inside the car now, engine's running through this section as always. The dash is illuminated for you. Dashboard in very good condition there. Just pop the car into reverse, you can see the rear parking camera working exactly as it should, which complements the front and rear parking sensors on the car. Coming down, it's just been kept really nicely. Just show you the binnacle, 75,529 miles, no warning lights on the vehicle at all. Finally, just to show you owner's manual pack and lock and wheel nut key, all here and present with the car. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CRV. It's a 1.6 SR diesel. Car is registered YN63KOJ, and mileage at the start of the road test is 75,522. The reason, pardon me, the reason we do all these videos is so that if anyone's looking at any of our cars advertised, they get to see the very car advertised actually in operation. And we've always felt it important, mostly because, like lots of people, we've been to see cars which have looked absolutely fine in photographs or description, but then to get there and find out there's an obvious fault that shows up when you drive the car. We also do it on these very quiet country roads in this beautiful part of Gloucestershire. This actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on, and the hope is, of course, that it'll be representative of what you'd feel yourself should you go on a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, turn the key, engine starts absolutely instantly, settles to a smooth, even idle. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the car, and temperature gauge is running at a third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda vehicle. They are superb diesel engines. They do everything you want them to do, so they are economical, which is the sole reason people buy diesels, in all honesty. But more than that, they've got a reputation for being very strong and reliable over big mileages. They're cam chain driven, so there's no cam belts to worry about. But also, it's just a lovely engine to use day in, day out. It's very flexible. If you think it's only a 1.6 litre diesel and it's a big car, so it's going to feel flat and unresponsive, quite the opposite. Third gear now, 25 miles an hour, you put your foot down and it picks up and goes. It's got plenty of natural guts to it. But it's also got it's a broad spread of power. It's not just that small window that you get with lots of turbo diesels. This can pull at low revs, but just keep revving around if it needs to. But it does so very smoothly and generally very quietly. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox. Clutch on the car, absolutely perfect, nice and smooth and positive, bites exactly where it's meant to. And then you've got one of the best gearboxes you're going to use in this type of car. Positioning the gear lever is ergonomically brilliant, your hand falls naturally to it. The angle of change, again, is perfection. But unlike most of this type of car, which give you these big, long, lollopy gear changes, this is short, snappy, really enjoyable to use, which is, remarkable, really, because, as I said, most just manufacturers seem to give you a gearbox which, it selects the gears, but that's about as much as you're going to get out of it. This would happily go into most manufacturers' sporty cars. It's that good, and it feels exactly as it would have done when it was new, by the way. They just don't seem to wear with mileage. They're incredibly robust. Then we move on to the steering and the chassis. Honda designed the car right from the outset in the mid-90s to drive like a car and not like a van. Yet it took other manufacturers decades to work that one out. And it starts with the steering, the feel of the vehicle. The steering's nicely weighted. It's very accurate and precise. So it's, again, too many of sort of vague, lifeless, light, horrible, really. This is the opposite of all of that. It works beautifully with the chassis, and it's not to say they're sporty, because they're not meant to be, far from it. They're thoroughly likeable cars to drive, but when you go through a corner like the one in front, carry a bit more speed than the normal, just turn in, minimal turn of the steering wheel, exactly where I wanted it to go, it went. But what's very noticeable is how composed the car feels going through the corners, and this is where a lot of motoring press completely misunderstand this type of car, but especially the Honda. They say, it's a bit dull, it's a bit this, it's a bit, no, what it does, it's genius. It's as genius in some ways as a sporty car having really crisp handling. This is designed to go from A to B very comfortably, which it does brilliantly. But that's at odds with managing to control body motion, body roll, all those kinds of things, which normally mean you've got to have quite stiff springs, which will then ruin the ride. But it manages to do all of it brilliantly well, and that's, as I said, I've driven plenty of Hondas which have got amazing handling, but they'll be much more brittle on the road than this, for obvious reasons. So no, it's superbly done. Incidentally, there's absolutely no rattles or clunks coming through the suspension, and I've just gone over a surface which is rougher than the moon, so all in good order there. And the brakes, just make sure no one's behind me, but lovely powerful brake pedal on the car. What I'm looking for is good initial bite, which it has, but there shouldn't be any kind of pulsing or vibrations coming back to the brake pedal, and there's none at all, so all in fine order. And then we come inside. I always like the interior on the SRs. I like the half leather. It looks really nice in the car. And the first thing you notice when you get into the Hondas is just how well put together these things are, and they're beautifully made vehicles, made out of materials which are designed to withstand heavy family use over the long term, and it does a better job than virtually any other car in its class in that sense. Not to say they can't be abused, of course they can, but it's far better than most. What you also notice is you've got amazing visibility. You feel really in control of the car. You've got these huge, the only thing you could relate to a commercial van are the size of the wing mirrors, but that's to your benefit. They really help when you're on the move. But general visibility is excellent as well. I can actually see the bonnet of the car, which is a minor miracle in this day and age. But the dash layout, very simple, so easy to come to terms with. A day in the car and you've mastered it. So again, maybe it's my age, but getting modern cars now, and you're scratching your head to just work out how to change your radio station or your fan speed. And this one couldn't be easier. The radio there, You've got a dual zone climate control system, so you can have different temperatures side to side if you so wish. All working perfectly. Air conditioning pumps out lovely cold air, because we tried it in a nice warm workshop earlier on. All of the switchgear has that wonderfully damped, high quality feel. Everything you turn, twist, press, otherwise feels very heavily mechanically made and engineered. Heated seats again, working exactly as intended. And then finally you got this lovely dash binnacle, which is just crisp, white on black dials, minimalist in some ways, but just you look at it, you get the information, you look back at the road, it's as quick as that. It doesn't distract in any way. And finally you got this lovely leather bound steering wheel, but it is a lovely car, really, really lovely car. I can't fault it. It drives absolutely beautifully.